Welcome back to another video. It's me, Jovial Queen. If you have not already subscribed, please press that red button. Press that red button and make sure you hit that bell next to it to make sure that you're notified every time that I post another video. I'm ready, upgrade to me. Now I'm leaving me for weed. Thank you guys for the support. Thank you guys for all the nice comments. Thank you guys for sharing my videos. Thank you guys just for everything. I really do appreciate it. And I really hope that you all are blessed by something that you see. So yeah, we're gonna get right into today's video. So today's topic, as you can see, we're talking about disappointment. And I had to sit down for this one, y'all, because this is a topic that, if I'm being honest, everything that I've talked about thus far are things that I still struggle with. I'm not perfect in them, but the steps that I put inside of each clip are steps that I'm taking still to ensure that I'm being transparent with myself on this journey of life and that I'm staying connected to my Heavenly Father in this journey of life, okay? So does that mean that I'm perfect? It does not. Does that mean that I have all the answers? It definitely does not. But it does mean that I'm a work in progress just like you, and I'm trying just like you, and that's all that we can ever ask of ourselves is just try, okay? So to keep this video 100% transparent, I'm gonna talk a lot about myself, okay? If I'm being honest with myself, disappointment is something that I deal with a lot in my life. It started as a child. And I promise I'm just gonna try not to say throughout the entire video. But again, in all transparency, I'm nervous because I got a mirror right up to my face. Literally, the camera's like in my face. I've dealt with a lot of disappointment throughout my entire life. A lot of times I still deal with disappointment within my life. Being disappointed, I have found, is something that is a result of being a human on this earth with people who dealt with disappointment just like us, okay? But one thing that I can honestly say is that I'm not proud of how I've always dealt with the disappointment. So giving you guys just a little bit of the backlog, because again, although my screen name is Jovial Queen and I treat myself like a queen and I love myself the way a queen loves herself, and I have a village of people who love me the way that, you know, God ordained for us to be loved, I still struggle, guys. So I want you guys to know that, like, you're not in this alone and that you have a relatable friend, okay? Disappointment is something that if we are not careful, we can allow it to really cause us to go in a downward cycle within our lives. How? Glad you asked. So with dealing with disappointment, that ultimately can determine a lot. It can determine our relationships. It can determine our career path. It can determine you know, the basis or the foundation or the building blocks of our future. Do I feel like disappointment or how we deal with disappointment has the final say? Absolutely not. But I definitely think that if we hone in on how we deal with disappointment, I think that a lot of things that some of us call regret, I call decisions that we've made in our lives, we could have gone without them, or we can learn and not pass those things or those habits down to our children or our children's children or even some of our siblings. So one thing that I would like to share with you guys, I know a lot of people around the world deal with daddy issues, okay? It is something that I still deal with. I have my biological father and I have my bonus papa. I have two men in my life who I know love me. Have those men disappointed me at some point in time? Yes. Does it change my love for them? No, it doesn't. I think a lot of times we as people, we can set expectations and put those expectations in a book and call those expectations our Bible. And then when we meet people or when people are in our lives, be it be family or friends, even strangers, co-workers, I think that we open up that book of expectations that we have upon these people, and when they don't live up, that causes immediate disappointment. We allow that disappointment to then affect the way that we treat or love the people that didn't live up to our expectations. So then it brings me to the question, does disappointment really exist? Or are our expectations of people just too high? I think it's a valid question to have. I think that when you meet people, you take into account your experience, and you take into account your background, your upbringing, and you take into account how you would move and operate and do things. And so when situations arise that result in a different reaction than how you'd react, it then, as a human, our mind starts to race. And as our minds start to race, our emotions start to take over. And as our emotions start to take over, if we don't have grasp or hold on those emotions, we allow ourselves to make emotional decisions and break off really good relationships or really meaningful relationships based off of emotions. I'm guilty of doing this, not just with my birth father, but I'm guilty of doing it with my best friend. I'm guilty of doing it with friends in my past. I'm guilty of doing it with family members. Am I proud of allowing myself to act off of emotion because of disappointment? No, I'm not. But the point behind this video is to let you see that the things that you're going through or that you may have gone through, you're not alone. You're not crazy. It doesn't make you weird. It doesn't make you off a little bit. And it doesn't make you any further away from God. Like, I honestly do believe that if we live in our truth, that's God's ability to shine the brightest in our lives. And so my First Lady has really put something on the inside of us at our church that I really, really, really stand by. And she says that free people, free people. And so one thing that she says about free people freeing people is that you may not even be free of the situation that you're dealing with. For example, I'm not free of daddy issues. I'm 29 years old and I still have daddy issues. Do I believe that talking about it could hurt? Absolutely. Absolutely. Do I feel like it could cause some harm? Maybe in the beginning. But I think what we don't reveal, God can't heal. And so in an effort to do that, allow God to heal the situation, I've put myself in a vulnerable state. And that's not easy. So while I'm fighting for my freedom, I'm hoping that my story can help free someone else. So that's my take on free people, freeing people. Not necessarily saying that you have it all together or you know all the answers or even that you're out of your situation yet, but sharing what you've been through or what you're currently going through can definitely help the next person while helping you as well. Because again, what we reveal, God really does heal.